Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are that come through with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here. So let's begin. Let's find out what messages come through and what cards come out for you. So the first card that we have is the Hermit. We do have a Virgo energy with this. We could be dealing with a Virgo. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Hierophant. So with the Hierophant, we also have Taurus energy, and you could be dealing with a Taurus. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this Four of Pentacles, I am getting an energy of kind of holding back, being in a space where things are kind of closed off. I also feel like there's a sense of being in a space where there is a desire to have some stability within a connection before feeling comfortable enough to open up. But I do get a very closed off energy, and I feel like it's also a very cautious energy with this Four of Pentacles showing up over here. I also feel like with this Four of Pentacles showing up over here that it does also reflect a sense of viewing this connection as one that's very important and also one worth holding on to. I do feel like there is also a very strong investment within it, and I do feel like it is also a person really being in a space where it means a lot to them, this connection means a lot to them, and I do feel like when it comes to being able to have things unfold within this connection and even just this connection evolving, there's a desire to have it happen in a certain way, and there is a very specific way in which it is expected to look like for someone. So I do also feel like with the Four of Pentacles, this does feel like it's also factoring a sense of having material well-being, and that being an essential part of it too. So we do have the Hermit card showing up over here, and I do feel like with this Hermit card showing up over here, this does feel like a little bit of an isolated energy. I also feel like this is also someone kind of taking space. And I do feel like this is also an energy of being in a very reflective space with taking space. I do feel like there's a lot of thought that is being put into your connection, even when you are apart. I do feel like this person is in a space where they think a lot about your connection. I also feel like they analyze a lot within this connection. I do feel like though, with this Hermit card showing up over here, that there could be some distance right now. Do you feel like there's a sense of kind of being closed off with that Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck? I do feel like it's also coming across as some distance that's brewing in the connection because of that. But I do feel like with this connection, it's like there's a sense of being in a space where they're trying to make it make sense within themselves. I do feel like there's a lot of thinking about it with this Hermit card showing up over here. And I do feel like this person cares a lot. So we do have the Eight of Pentacles, and with the Eight of Pentacles showing up over here, I do feel like even on your part, there's a lot of effort that goes into this connection, and I also feel like there's also a willingness to be able to work with a person in this connection. And I do feel like with this Eight of Pentacles showing up over here, this feels like a pretty consistent energy. So I do feel like when it comes to the energy of trying to make things work, it's pretty consistent. And I do feel like that consistency is on your part. And I feel like it's also reflected in your connection, because I do feel like you're showing up in a way that does feel like you are doing everything right. I feel like there's this sense of being very, very putting in effort on your part, and I feel like that's because this connection means a lot to you. And I do feel like this person that you're dealing with also experiences that at the same level as you. They also feeling this connection. It actually means quite a lot to them. I feel like they care quite deeply. With the Hierophant card showing up over here, this does feel like a very committed energy. I do feel like when it comes to a sense of being in a space where there is commitment, I do feel like you're dealing with someone who's commitment available, and I do feel like this is someone who also has the intention of having a connection that really unfolds in a more traditional way. I do feel like that also contributes to a sense of safety and security within this connection for themselves as well. But I do feel like with this connection, it is one that's going to unfold in a more traditional way, and I do feel like it is also one that is headed towards a deeper level of commitment. And I do feel like with the Hierophant, this is also an energy of learning. I also get that with this Eight of Pentacles, and I do feel like you're learning a lot about this person through the journey of this connection and being able to go on it with this person. I feel like this person's also learning a lot about you, and I do feel like there is also a very open energy when it comes to getting to know someone in a very understanding way, and I feel like that's also essential within this connection as well. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Hermit card. And we have the King of Swords in the reverse under the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Swords also in the reverse under the Hierophant. At the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess showing up in the reverse. So this High Priestess card showing up in the reverse at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like this is a very open energy. I do feel like though with this High Priestess that this is also a need to be able to rely on intuition within the connection. I do feel like it is there's a strong feeling that comes up within this connection on both ends. And I do feel like being able to really listen and lean into that is also, I feel like your intuition is on point within this connection when it comes to the way it's making you feel, and also when it comes to the feelings it's bringing up for you. I also feel like this connection is one where there is a lot of being able to experience a sense of really opening up and being able to also experience that as far as being able to open your heart with someone. And I do feel like that is also something that's happening in this connection. With the Three of Pentacles showing up over here, I do feel like this is an energy of being able to have collaboration. I do feel like with that Hermit card, this does feel like a very independent energy. But with this Three of Pentacles, I do feel like at the core that this person wants to be able to work with you. And I do feel like that is also a sense of them wanting to be able to have this partnership when it comes to being able to make things work with you. And I do feel like this connection is one where when it comes to your efforts, I feel like you're mirroring each other. I feel like you're also complementing each other in your efforts. And I feel like that's really great for the partnership within this connection. With the King of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of somebody who's also kind of experiencing being able to let their guard down within this connection. I do feel like with this King of Swords showing up in the reverse, that there is an energy of kind of showing up detached. I do feel like that is also something that is perhaps a defense mechanism that's being put up, especially if it is in the initial stages. But I do feel like there is the potential to experience this connection also really softening those walls down. I feel like even with this Queen of Swords showing up in the reverse underneath the Hierophant, this is really being able to experience an opening of the hearts between two people. And I do feel like with the Hierophant, this does feel like an energy of taking into account values, morals, and I do feel like that's something that's essential in this connection. I do feel like there's a lot of compatibility when it comes to the efforts that are going into this connection. I do feel like there's a sense of being invested, but with the Queen and the King of Swords showing up in the same reading and both in the reverse, I also feel like this is a connection where you have a lot to learn from this person has a lot to learn from you. I feel like it is also divine counterparts. I do feel like there's a strong partnership over here as well. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the 7th house of partners. And we have the Saturn return card with age. And we have the water element with sensing. So with the 7th house card showing up over here, I'm getting this pertaining to the King and Queen of Swords showing up over here. I do feel like this is a partnership that really has the potential to really work well. I also feel like complementing each other in a way that feels like a very compatible connection. I do feel like there is a lot that you can actually really connect on within this connection. I even get that with that water element card. I feel like there's a lot of deep feelings in this connection, and I feel like there's also a deep understanding between two people. I do feel like with the Saturn return card showing up over here, that this is about being able to experience a connection that really matures in a beautiful way. I do feel like with time, there is a sense of being able to experience a sense of being comfortable around each other and also opening up. I do feel like this person may even share their feelings with you, and I do feel like that happens naturally as time within this connection. I feel like things are working, and I feel like things could really work quite well between the two of you. I do feel like even with this Hierophant card showing up over here, that this does feel like a pretty locked in energy. I do feel like it also is a pretty loyal one as well, and I feel like there's also a very strong sense of commitment between two people. I do feel like though with this person, they're in a space where they are learning to embrace a sense of being able to welcome a partner into their lives, someone to be able to really share in experiences with, and also be able to work with, as opposed to doing everything on their own and going through a lot of experiences independently. I do feel like this is about being able to actually welcome someone into your space, and I do feel like with this partner's card showing up over here, this also feels like there is a sense of being more open, and I feel like even just the give and take in this connection is also something that's also being experienced as something that's unfolding. And I feel like there is also a sense of being able to experience a sense of softening. I feel even just in the sense of being able to really welcome somebody and let them in and opening up to somebody. I do feel like there's a strong working connection between the two of you, and I do feel like it could seriously work between the two of you. I do feel like with the Saturn return, this does feel like an energy of being able to experience personal growth, also on a deep level, in a personal sense. I do feel like this does feel like enlightenment, and I feel like being able to really experience a sense of, I feel like leaning on your intuition, but also really a sense of self-discovery with that Hermit card as well. I do feel like that also brings out the best versions of you, and I feel like this connection has a way of having that impact on you. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.